Welcome back, students. So let's continue with the next part of our solution chapter, the colligative properties of solutions. In the previous classes, we have studied about the non-ideal ideal solution, different types of non-ideal solution, in which we have seen that ideal solutions which are containing uh, less vapor pressure and which are containing higher vapor pressure than the ideal state of the solution or the vapor pressure. Okay, so now let's talk about the colligative properties, and let's see what are some of the colligative properties which affects our solution. Okay, so first define the colligative properties. Let us first define the colligative property. What are colligative properties? Okay, so the colligative properties, the properties of the of the solutions which depends only on the which depends only on the number of solutes. Okay, it depends only on the number of solutes, but not on the nature of the solute, are called colligative properties. Okay, they are called as colligative properties. So what is colligative property? The properties of solutions which depend on the number of the particles, not on the nature of the particles. Means the particle which we have used as solute is volatile or non-volatile. These all things does not matter for colligative properties, but the number of that particular solute particle is matter in the colligative property condition. Okay, here for more explanation, the dilute solution. Okay, let's say we are taking a dilute solution of non-volatile solute. Okay, and here the dilute solution is having very high amount of dilution here. It means that the solute which is present in that particular dilute solution, it is having very small amount of concentration there. Okay, and due to this reason what will happen? Due to this reason, the nature of the solute is not considerable here. Okay, means the solute is non-volatile or volatile. It is not been the matter of the consideration here, but the matter here is that what is the amount or what is the concentration of that particular solute in the given solution. Okay, so the properties which depend on this concentration but not on the nature, that type of properties are termed as colligative properties. So there are total 4 colligative properties which we are going to study. Okay, so how many types of colligative properties are there? So it will be 4 colligative properties which we are going to study. Colligative properties which we are going to study, they are 4 in number. Number 1, the number 1 colligative property is relative lowering in vapor pressure. Relative lowering in vapor pressure, the first colligative property. The second colligative property is elevation in boiling point. Elevation in boiling point. The third is depression in freezing point. Depression in freezing point. And the last and the fourth one is osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. So for this four colligative property we are going to study in this particular solution chapter. Okay, so let's move on and take the first one, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, relative lowering of vapor pressure. So in relative lowering of vapor pressure, for this particularly, let's consider some conditions. First, let we have taken a non-volatile solute. Okay, a non-volatile solute is added to a solvent. Okay, so here, as we have studied in previous topics also, that when a non-volatile solute is been taken with solvent, here what happens? The vapor pressure of the solution decreases. Of the solution is decreased. This is the condition which we have studied in earlier also in the Raoult's law, when we have studied about the solid in liquid condition. Okay, non-volatile solute in volatile solvent. Okay, so there we have seen that the vapor pressure of the solution was decreased. Same condition will be here only because we are taking the non-volatile solute only. Now let's take some considerable condition in order to do the mathematical calculations here, that XA is the molar fraction, is the mole fraction of solute, and XB is the mole fraction of solvent. Okay, XA is the mole fraction of solute and XB is the mole fraction of solvent. And PA naught is the vapor pressure of pure solute, and PB naught is vapor pressure of pure solvent. Okay, so what will happen here? अब हम लोग क्या करेंगे, यहाँ पे देखेंगे कि here what will happen, we will see that here that as it is a non-volatile solute here, so the whole total vapor pressure, okay, the total vapor pressure of solute will depend only on the vapor pressure of solvent. We have seen this thing before also. Okay, that the condition when non-volatile solute is taken, then the total vapor pressure is only depending on the vapor pressure of the solute. On the vapor pressure of the solvent only. So then, according to Raoult's law, on using the Raoult's law here, according to Raoult's law, the total vapor pressure, which I am denoting by PT, it will be equal to PB naught into XB. Okay, this was only the Raoult law, that the total vapor pressure of the solution will be equal to the sum of the partial vapor pressure, and the partial vapor pressure of the solute plus partial vapor pressure of the solvent. But here in this condition, the partial vapor pressure of the solute is 0. So if I am adding 0 to this particular number, then it will become the same condition only. Okay, the same equation will be generated. So this is the Raoult law for non-volatile solid. Okay. Now, if I am going to calculate the lowering in vapor pressure, why will there will be lowering in vapor pressure? Because XA, which is the solute, okay, which is the solute, it is very much less than that one of the, sorry, XA is less than 1. Why? Because for a solution XA plus XB is equals to 1. So here not XA, because I am considering about for XB only na. So here XB is less than 1. If I am going to calculate the value of XB, then it will become 1 minus XA. Okay, so naturally the answer will be less than 1 only. Okay, if the value of XA is 0.01 also, then also the value of XB will become less than 1. Okay, so XB is less than 1 here. Okay, XB is less than 1 here. Then the vapor pressure of the solution will be less than PA naught or PB naught. Okay, then the vapor pressure of solution, that is PT, it will be less than PB naught, means the total vapor pressure of the pure solvent. Okay, it will be less than the value there. So here we can say that the lowering of vapor pressure will be the lowering of vapor pressure, or we can, in other words, we can say that the change in the vapor pressure. Okay, the change in the vapor pressure can be denoted by here del del PB, not PA, del PB, is equals to which is the change in the vapor pressure of the solvent. Okay, because hence here we can see that no change in the vapor pressure of the solute is taking place, only the change in the vapor pressure of the solvent is seen out here. So it will become PA minus PA naught minus not PA naught, PB naught minus PB. Okay, this will be the value here. And what is the value for PV? But partial vapor pressure of solvent, it will be equal to PV naught XB. This will be the value only according to Raoult's law. So putting this value here, we will get del PB is equals to PA naught PB naught, okay, sorry, PB naught minus PB naught XB. Taking common here, we will get PB naught common. So our value becomes 1 minus XB. But 1 minus XB will be is equals to XA, means the mole fraction of solute. So hence del PB is equals to PB naught XA. So here we can make a relation that the mole fraction of the solute can be equal to the vapor pressure, okay, can be equal to the change in vapor pressure divided by the vapor pressure of pure solvent. Okay, this relation can be derived out from here, where A is solute and B is the solvent. Okay, now let's put out the value here. Now let's put out the value of del PA. Okay, del PA here, let's put out the value. So on putting the value here for del PA, so the value was PA naught minus PA only na. Okay, so XA will be is equals to, or the mole fraction of the solute will be is equals to PB naught minus PB divided by PB naught. So this is only the relation for the relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, where PB naught minus PA, where PV naught minus PB represents the lowering in vapor pressure. Represents the lowering in vapor pressure. So here you can see that the nature of the solute or solvent is not responsible for this particular behavior of the solution. Here the mole fraction is responsible. Okay, here the mole fraction is responsible. So according to this, we can make a statement that the relative lowering of vapor pressure, the relative lowering of vapor pressure of a of an ideal solution. Okay, for an ideal solution of an ideal solution, because if a solution is following the Raoult's law, then it is ideal solution only, containing the non-volatile solution solute, containing non-volatile solute, containing non-volatile solute is equal to the mole fraction of the is equal to the mole fraction of the solute at a given temperature, at a given temperature. Okay, so this is the relative lowering of vapor pressure. So you have to keep this thing in mind, that lowering of vapor pressure is not the colligative property. Okay, means the condition when we have seen that for non-volatile solute, according to the Raoult's law, what was happening, the lowering of vapor pressure was seen there. But relative lowering, okay, we have to see that the relative lowering of vapor pressure is the colligative property. Now one note can also be made out here, that solution containing several non-volatile solutes, mean more than one non-volatile solutes are present in a solution, then the lowering of vapor pressure will depend on the sum of the mole fraction of the different solutes. Let's say that XA, XB are the two non-volatile solutes present in the solution. Then the mole fraction, means here the sum of the mole fraction XAB, XA plus XB, it means XAB. This will be responsible for the relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay. Now let's derive condition that and prove that the relative lowering of vapor pressure is a colligative property. Okay, it means that it is depending only on the concentration of the solute or concentration of the solvent here, not on the nature of the solute or solvent. Okay, so here the equation which is showing here that it is depending only on the concentration is this equation. Okay, is this equation. So I am taking this equation number 1. I am taking this equation as equation number 1. So from equation number 1, the relative lowering of vapor pressure, the relative lowering of vapor pressure depends only on the molar concentration. Okay, it is depending only on the molar concentration of solute. Okay, it is depending only on the molar concentration of the solute. In other words, we can say that it is the mole fraction. Okay, it is depending on the mole fraction of the solute and is independent of its nature, and is independent of its nature, and is independent of its nature. Okay, now let's find the molar mass of a solute. Okay, using this relative lowering of vapor pressure only, let's find out the molar mass of a solute, of the solution. Determination of molar mass of a solute from relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, determination of molar mass of a solute from relative lowering of vapor pressure. So here we can see that molar mass of non-volatile solute can be calculated from relative lowering of vapor pressure. It is possible to calculate this thing. We can take a known mass of solute and dissolve it in an unknown in a known quantity of solution, and relative lowering of vapor pressure can be measured out there experimentally. Okay, so let's take a known quantity of solute in a known quantity of solution, in a known quantity of solution. Okay, we have taken a known quantity of solute in a known quantity of solution. Okay, so after this, the relative lowering of vapor pressure will be seen out here. The relative, sorry, I have taken non-volatile solute here. Okay, the relative lowering of vapor pressure will be seen out here. Relative lowering of vapor pressure will be seen. Then according to Raoult's law, the relative lowering in vapor pressure, the relative lowering in vapor pressure, lowering in vapor pressure on the on the addition of a non-volatile solute, on the addition of a non-volatile solute is okay. So here we have derived this equation in the previous only. So here I am considering PV naught minus PB divided by PB naught. This was the only relation we have derived, and it was equals to the mole fraction of the solute here. Okay, so let us suppose that WA WB are the mass of solute and solvent respectively. Okay, W and WB are the mass of solvent and solute respectively, and also capital MA and capital MB is the corresponding molar masses. Corresponding molar masses. Then the mole fraction X A will be is equals to Na upon Na plus Nb. This is the only formula for your mole fraction. Okay, and for A, for the mole fraction of solute, it will become Na upon Na plus Nb here. Okay, okay. So here Na can be written as Wa upon Ma, capital Ma, where Wa is the mass of the solute and Ma is the molar mass of the solute. And Nb can be considered as, can be taken as formula Wb upon Mb. Okay, molar mass of the solvent. Now putting this value in our above equation, we will get Xb. So not for solute only, na? We are taking for solute, so it will be XA WA divided by capital MA divided by WA upon capital MA plus WB upon capital MB. Okay, this will be the relation here. And therefore, relative loading in vapor pressure, according to the relative loading in vapor pressure here, we can say that this particular value is equal to the value there. Okay, it will be equal to the value there. Okay, so here PB naught minus PB divided by PB naught, it will be equal to XA only. So here the relation will become WA upon MA whole divided by WA upon MA plus WB upon MB, like this. Okay, this relation will become like this. Now for very dilute solution, what will be the condition here? Na means mole fraction of Nb means the mole fraction of solute here, it will be very much lower, than the solvent condition here. Okay, so here we can neglect the denominator value of solute. Okay, we can neglect the Na can be neglected. Why? Because it is having very lower value, very lower concentration as compared to that of the solvent here. So hence the relation can become, the relation for Na plus Nb is equals to Na. This can be the relation which can be derived. Okay, on denoting if we are neglecting our Na value, then our relation can be equal to this. So then what will happen? Then Pa naught sorry, not Pa, Pb naught minus Pb divided by Pb naught, it will be is equals to Na upon Nb upon Na upon Nb only, and hence Wa upon Wb, Wa upon Ma, capital Ma, sorry, Wa upon capital molar mass of solute divided by Wb upon capital Mb. Like this the relation will be. Okay, so if we want to calculate the molar mass of the solute here, then the answer can become here. Ma is equals to one second. Okay, let me write this equation more properly. Pb naught minus Pb divided by Pb naught is equals to Wamb divided by Wbma. Okay, and we have to calculate here Ma. So the relation will become MA is equals to WAMB divided by WB, okay, into PB naught divided by WB into PB naught minus P. Okay, this will be the relation which is shown. So by using this formula, we can calculate the value of molar mass. Okay, we can calculate the value of the molar mass. So hence, as the molar mass of the solute is determined by other quantities such as WA, WB, and MA, and relating lowering of vapor pressures which are known to us. Okay, we can easily calculate the molar mass for your solute. So let's solve some of the numericals which are related to this topic only. So the first numerical which we are going to solve is vapor pressure at 20 degrees Celsius is 17.5 mm of Hg, and lowering of vapor pressure of a sugar solution is 0.061 millimeter of Hg. Okay, so here we have to calculate first relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, here we have to calculate first the relative lowering of vapor pressure, second vapor pressure of the solution, and the third that is mole fraction of sugar and water, means XA and XB we have to calculate. So let's start and write the given things. Okay, first we are going to calculate the relative lower pressure. Okay, relative lowering of vapor pressure. First thing we have to calculate that. So here what is given? PA naught. Okay, PA naught means PA naught is the uh, vapor pressure of the solute. Okay, so PA naught, oh sorry, not PA naught, it is PB naught, it is given in our question because it is given for solvent. So the solvent vapor pressure at 20 degrees Celsius is 17 ml. Okay, so vapor pressure of water, oh I have missed out, vapor pressure of water it is, means it is given for solvent. So PB naught will be is equals to 17.5 mm of Hg. First thing this is given, and the relative lowering given. Okay, sorry, not the relative lowering, the vapor lowering of vapor pressure is given. It means that PB naught minus PB is given, which is 0.061 mm of Hg. Okay, now here we have to find out the relative lowering of vapor pressure. So it will be is equals to PB naught minus PB divided by PB naught is equals to 0.061 divided by 17.5. Okay, so here 61 divided by 175 into 10, and here it will be 1000. So it will cancel out and the value will become 61 divided by 175 into 100. After the calculation here, we will get the value as 0. On dividing 175 from 61, the value will become 348 into 10 to the power minus 5. Okay, so this is the relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, next, the next thing which we have to calculate here is calculation of vapor pressure of the solution. We have to calculate here the vapor pressure of solution. So for vapor pressure of solution, which is equals to P, okay, which will be equals to P, the P will be is equals to vapor pressure of solvent, okay, vapor pressure of solvent minus the relative lowering of vapor pressure, minus the lowering of vapor pressure of solution. So it will be simply become 17.5 minus 0.064. So the answer will become 17.439 mm of Hg. Okay, 17.439 mm of Hg. Third is the calculation of the mole fraction for sugar and water. Okay, so the answer was for Xb, it is equals to P B naught minus PB divided by PB naught only. So this value was 348 into 10 to the power minus 5. Okay, and this same value, if this value has been came out, okay, so now we know that XA will be is equals to 1 minus XB. So the value will become 1 minus 0.00348. So the answer will come 0.9965. Okay, so this is the calculation which we have to do. Let's see one more type of question which can be formed by the relative lowering of vapor pressure. The vapor pressure of pure benzene, for pure benzene at a certain temperature is 0.850 bar. 0.850 bar. A non-volatile non-electrolyte solid, okay, non-volatile non-electrolyte solid weighing 0.50 grams 0.50 grams is added to 39 gram of benzene, 39 gram of benzene, and the molar mass is given, molar mass 78 gram per mole. Okay, this is the molar mass which is given. The vapor pressure of solution, then is 0.845 bar. Okay, here the value is given for pressure in bar. What is the molar mass of solvent? What is molar mass of solid? So here, according to Raoult's law, the relation will become PB naught minus PB divided by PB naught is equals to XB is equals to the relation was not XB, XA. The relation was, we have calculated this before only, WAMB PB naught WAMB divided by WB PB naught, PB naught minus PB divided by PB naught minus PB divided by PB naught. This is the relation. Okay, for very dilute solution. Okay, for very dilute solution. So here WB is given, WA is given, WA is given 0.50 grams, WB is given 39 grams, PB is given 0.845 bars, and PB naught is given 0.850 bars. Now let's put all the values in the above equation and calculate it. So here we will get 0.850 minus 0.845 divided by 0.850. 0.850 is equals to 0.5 into 78 divided by 39 into MA. Okay, 39 into MA, which is unknown. So here we will calculate MA is equals to 0.5 into 78 into 0.850 divided by 0.005. Okay, 0.005 into 30. So on solving this, see 0.005, 5 into 78 into 850 into कितना कितना बार आ गया, 1 2 3, 10 to the power minus 4 divided by 5 into 39 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, this will become minus 5 cancel out, and 39 13 was 78 6. Okay, so 6 and this will be 3 times. Now 3 say this will be 2 times. So 2 into MA will be is equals to 0, 10, 16, 17. 1700 into 10 to the power minus 4 plus 3. So it will become minus 1. So hence our answer is 170 grams per mole. Okay, 170 grams per mole is our answer. So like this, different types of questions can be asked out. We will discuss some more question in the next topic about the next colligative property. Okay, so for this particular session, I am closing the class here only. We will meet in our next class with the next colligative property and the numericals related to that particular colligative property. So thank you for watching this video.